Two poems. This poem is called the Transylvanian Quantum Aeronomics of the End of the World. This poem is the bombastic, absolute nothingness sponge sapronautic anathema. The poem is a hylozoistic network tube of purple clouds soaked with revolvers and zeppelins. As the radioactive neurodescent wriggle the Tasmanian devil face moon's mane. Thanatopsis is waving its hobgoblin Klondike boots as the globalist Napoleon Nietzschean wriggles an abstract cortex stuffed with all the omniverses that can ever exist and pre-exist. So what mantic mantle is the high chair of the blistered sirocco's of the soul as it twists its Ouroboros frames into the vomiting of keychains and quantum cryptographic salami submarine sandwich cities and metropolises. The junkyard is the antique ossification of these Nietzschean wombats stuffed in the Platonic warehouses as Ananka's rubbery military castle. It becomes the antediluvian hypnography of the Hyperion as it twists itself in the bladed omniversal subconscious seas, blistering on the mired myriad of the jolted voltas of all omnisphesia, as these vestige squeezes out the soapiest starryscape suds of the dragon-faced aardvark empress's emanation throughout all the blistering inveterate pestilence. Continuing, as this beautiful wombat is somehow blistering in the soap suddiest suds of all the lacrosses that English woman their way through the channels and chasms of the narrowscape, blistering this basket woven love desiccational make, as this creamiest wildflower feel eschatology becomes the oxygenated prismatic antique ossification that pre-dynasties, all this basket woven harpoon, which becomes the mnemonic monsoon of all these beautiful literate drums somehow beaching through the anti-materialist boomerangs of the anarch federations of the Orioles of an aeronomic river run. Number 2 poem. This poem is called The Wildflower and Roses, which are besodden the driftwood of Dawson's Creek in the year 2070. As a gesticulation upon the genuflection of all possible Tellurian red-haired planets, irradiating their anticephalic and autocephaloid atropineal marigold and magentas, first and through the Alabama and Alhambra, between all these soaked sadius gullets, reaving all the clouds as these post-humanist file cabinets become the banshees with their mistletoed calabriums breaking oppositional defiant emancipation, as this becomes the mimetics of all the all the hylomorphic beauteous melons dripping between the dewed sweat of the omnivorous down and the corollas of this beautiful geometrical consciousness clown. As all these anti-materialist Spinozan and uh, Philippofudian multiplicans, which are basket weaving into the jamboreens, the jammer, the descindas of these benzene and norepinephrine, as all this securin fastened into the goonin of all the peregrination of all the fevers, the sphinxian matter is the migration into the eroticism of all the beautiful hooded redwoods, which somehow spleen into the fortitude and become the 20th century Gongura's prelude into this Cosanoan tribulate, as it curves the hyacinths of all these goblets, of all these geoscapical dragons of winterscaping nights, as womankind bliffs and blifes, as all the hysteria is the nucleatoid cure for all myopia, and all this polis wriggles itself upon the bygone emancipation of humanity and womankind's beautiful geniusocracies, weaving their network quotidian, quarrelsome, dripping pine resin, the submarine so clouds wriggling with the Transylvanian hydratic retaliation. As this Antarctica is melting all the Jacindas, and these waterfowls are like the putrescent Babylonian basket woven of all possible worlds, besotting theirself upon the windjams of proto-panpsychic mathematicism, and these poetesses which Sumerian themselves, Nietzschean the shattering, of all these basket weaving boat skins, Hopi and Holy, these mysterious Sylvanus, which somehow becomes the Transylvanian passionate kiss of all the purple moons with their werewolf and chupacabra novalis.